Hi there, friends. Happy New Week. It's me again, Instructor Faith, coming your way again as we continue on the teaching series of personal development. We have delved into character development and we have taken a good look at quite a number of virtues that portray good character. We started another session of it which has to do with prudence, and I said we will be looking at prudence in some light. Last time we talked about prudence in marriage. Today we shall be looking at prudence in finances. Yes, when we talk about prudence, we're talking about having a quality of being cautious, having discretion, having good sense of judgment, being wise. So when we are looking at finances, remember it is a core factor to existence in life. Without the issue of finances, being improved, we are to a great extent challenged. Yes, the Bible told us in Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19b, that money answereth all things. But do you know that it will truly answer when you put prudence to work? Because we have seen situations where people actually have, finances maybe some time ago, and because of lack of prudence, they are left with nothing. And it is of great concern to put prudence into our financial life. Imagine a husband giving his wife capital for a business, and in no time she coming back and giving stories, issues. He or she, will not be happy when his spouse is not able to manage funds, finances. So financial prudence becomes a very serious topic. If you are developing, it's good to develop all round. Yes, because no matter how developed one becomes, if the aspect that has to do with your finances is underdeveloped, soon you may live below your status as a developed person. You may want to resort into borrowing, you want to resort into begging, you want to resort into pilfering, stealing and all that. So that's why we must be very careful to put our finances into consideration when we are developing our lives. And so let's look at some tips that will help us in our pursuit of financial prudence. Okay, now we have said that it's very important to put caution into play, have a good sense of judgment. Now, when it comes to finance, let's look at some of the things that we can, put into practice that will help us to live, financially prudent. Okay, I have some things I penned down here. Say learn to use budgeting for both personal, family, and business finances. Yes, when we are talking about budgeting, we're looking at the ability to make um, plans, looking into what comes in as income and what expenditure you intend to undertake, making sure that there's a balance, and most possibly that you avoid a deficit. You should not overshoot your expenses in such a way that is beyond your income. At that level, you are not prudent. At that level, you need to call yourself to order and adjust. So it's very important. Even in business, you should not run at deficit. You should not run at losses. Okay. Now, another thing you should do is that you should always track your spendings. If you see that your expenditure is overshooting compared to your income, I beg of you, please call yourself to order and put off every further expenses that may overshoot expenditure beyond income. It's not wise to shoot your expenditures beyond your income. Now, another thing again is you should look into savings, look into keeping something aside for the raining day. You have to take precautionary measures to make sure that there's something somehow that you can fall back to or run back to when the need arise. And it's not just saving to just stack money somewhere. What I'm talking about is that look for things you can invest in, things that you can engage your money with that will still yield further profits, so that when the need for emergency expenditures, or you just have to meet up with some stuff, you have somewhere you can fall back to. Investment is very, very important. We have seen people who just go about squandering the little they have. It's not wise to squander. Remember the story of Joseph. There were 7 years of plenty, and after then 7 years of dryness. So it was the wisdom of saving that kept them during the 7 years of dryness. So it applies to life, both in business, family life, and your personal life. It applies there. So learn to save. Look for where you can invest in that have good prospects for great yield, so that you have um, extra income coming for you. Then you have to look into another step here, which is income diversification. Please don't cast all your eggs in one basket. I am saying this. Please let us learn to diversify. I think that's the bane of the poverty that Africa is suffering today. Most African nations are not working with this rule. You have to have diversification of income. Don't have your income flowing from one stream. Look out for multiple streams. What you can do, where you can, engage some finances, and that will bring some yield for you to improve your financial income is very important. Whether as a person, whether as a family, whether as an organization or a nation, we must look into multiple streams of income. Don't cast your eggs all in one basket. So for salary earners, I'm not saying it's bad to be a salary earner. Please, when you are earning salaries monthly, look for passive income. Look for other avenues that money could be flowing in, so that your inflow can be greatly increased. Now, another thing we should look at for maintaining financial prudence is that we should always go for what we can afford. Never impress people. Go for what you can afford. I mean, that it is cheap does not mean it will not create value. So look for what you can afford. In as much as it creates value, it can meet your need, go for it. Not to form a class that you don't belong. We have seen people live fake lives of recent, and they cannot maintain it. So please don't fall into that category. Separate yourself from such, if you find yourself in such a circle, and please engage in affordability. God will help you in Jesus' name. Now, another thing you should do is that you should pay for things that add value. Disease from impulse buying. Don't just buy at random. Your friend bought it, then you must buy. Do you need it? Go for things that you need, not what you want. Then get that thing you need that will add value. Not everything adds value. No, not everything adds value. There are some that are just there, they become antiquities in no distant time. But there are some things you will buy 10 years, 15 years, they are still adding value. Look for such things, and engage your finances in them. Then make plans for professional development. I cannot overemphasize this. Remember, we're talking about development. There will come a particular time where we will delve into professional development, but just at this level, let me just give you a tip. You must make plans. Your finances that God give you is for planning. It's not for you to just stock it somewhere and they're lying fallow. Make plans. Improve on your professional skills, and it's quite costly lately to engage. So don't waste funds. Save up and go for professional development. Also make plans for retirement. You remember, you will not remain young forever, and so a time is coming you will need to fall back to your retirement plan. So as a wise individual, make sure that you are not going to grow old and become a liability. Make plans for your retirement. And last but not the least, never leave money idle. Engage it to always give you yields. Engage money. Those who put their money in deposit accounts, those who operate the money market, you see that they use such to get more yields, especially when they see borrowers or buyers who will need their funds for business at a short run, and be able to pay interest on them. So you can engage in such. Just go to, you can meet your bankers, they can give you advice, and you just make sure that you don't leave money idle. Well, so much has been said about financial prudence, and many more that you already know. I encourage you to keep up with them. Just make sure you are wise when it comes to your finances. Never forget this. There will be years of plenty and there will be years of scarcity. It is what you do with the plenty that will save you in the days of scarcity. May God give us wisdom to continue to live in Jesus' name. Thank you for your time. And remember, God believes in you. I believe in you. Also believe yourself. Wishing you the top always.